Spider Pig does whatever a spider pig does. Spider Pig. Oh, is this thing on? I guess it is. Well, welcome back to Trip on Two Wheels. Before I get into my diatribe, my rant, let me say that overall I really like this bike. And I pretty much have addressed those concerns and those hates. And that'll be fuel for another video fire that I'll produce in the near future. But now on to the meat of the tomato. Let's get to it. The 7 things I hate about the Kawasaki Vulcan S650. The first thing is the seat. Yes, the seat. And it's something that you're sitting on pretty much all the time that you're riding, so that's an important factor about this bike. Right up there with brakes. Although I don't have any problems with the brakes on this bike, they're actually dang good. So the seat, unless you weigh 125 pounds or less, have a lot of padding on your butt, and just use your Vulcan S for commuting, 10-15 miles at a pop or less, the seat is absolutely horrible. It flat out sucks. I'm not going to mince words. It is wretch. When I first got this bike, my butt hurt so bad after going about 20-25 miles. I literally felt like I was sitting on a vibrating cinder block wrapped in a very thin beach towel. Looky folks, a gravel train. So I had this major problem with the seat, and I said, oh my gosh, I can't keep this bike. This thing is just painful. I want to ride a lot longer distances than 25 miles or so. So I went and I traded my mid-reach seat, which was the size that I needed. I traded it for an extended reach seat. Now I've got a local dealership that is absolutely fantastic, and they took my used seat and gave me credit and gave me an extended reach seat. Now there are people out there that'll swear by the extended reach seat, and it helped a little bit. It does have gel padding to it. It's constructed quite a bit different than the reduced reach and mid-reach seats. So I got on the bike and I'm like, hey, I get to 25-35 miles. This is feeling great. Well, at 50 miles, I felt like my butt was perched on a vibrating cinder block wrapped in an even thinner beach towel. Number 2, the second thing that I absolutely hate is the engine braking. When I first got this bike, and I would let off the throttle at, say, 40-50 miles an hour, or when I was shifting in lower gears, I literally thought that I had thrown, or it felt like I had thrown a boat anchor or a grappling hook over my right shoulder, and it had caught in the pavement and was trying to throw me off the bike. It was a bitch, to be honest with you. Again, part of that could have been me getting to learn to ride the bike, but I doubt it. Now, engine braking comes in handy if you're riding a racing bike. And this bike, the Vulcan S, its engine is from the Kawasaki Ninja, the 650 Ninja. So it's pretty understandable why some people would like to have that much engine braking. It's going to save on your brakes. It's going to help you control the bike in corners when you're racing. Well, guess what? The Vulcan S is a cruiser. I don't want to race. I want to enjoy my time out in the country. Right now, you can see I'm doing 45 miles an hour as indicated by my speedo, and 42 on the GPS. I'm cruising, enjoying myself. I'm not racing anybody. I'm not even racing the clock. Number 3, the third thing that I hate about the Vulcan S is the way it sounds. Now, if you can hear my bike, I've done a few things to it. It sounds differently, but when I got this thing, it was about 1 decibel louder than a coasting Prius. There's some people that I ride with, they refer to this bike as the angry sewing machine. I gotta admit, they're about 99% right. The noise didn't bother me, but the problem was there was no noise. And I know there's 2 schools of thought. Loud pipes save lives, and I tend to fall into that school. I know driving a car, when I hear a motorcycle at an intersection, you know, I know there's a motorcycle there. I know to look out. And as a motorcyclist, when I'm sitting in someone's blind spot and all I have to do is rev the throttle a little bit or pull up with a louder pipe. I'm sitting there. They know I'm there. They're cognizant. You know, if they're texting away or talking on the phone, odds are it's probably going to get their attention. So for me, not only did I kind of feel like an emasculated cyclist riding the angry sewing machine. You know, it's a great bike to sneak up on people with, I'll tell you that. But I think it's possibly dangerous. Sitting in someone's blind spot coming into an intersection, what happens if you're passing somebody and they can't hear you and they, well, okay, I'm going to get over, and bam. I just, you know, anytime I can be heard without being obnoxiously loud, the better. Number 4. Number 4 is also safety related in my eyes. This bike did not come with an LED headlight. Come on, Kawasaki, how tough is that? The OEM light bar that you sell for 400 bucks, it's LED. The tail light on the Vulcan S is LED. Why can't you put an LED bulb in the headlight? I don't get it. That's safety. Being seen on a motorcycle, it's the most important thing to staying safe, staying alive, staying out of trouble. Number 5. No auto-canceling turn signals. This is a royal pain in my ass. You've got a helmet on, you've got wind noise, you've got, you know, you're distracted, you're paying attention to everything on the road. It is very easy to forget to turn off those turn signals. I do it all the time, unfortunately. So, big deal, right? Well, no. The guy behind you in the car, who doesn't really care about your safety much anyway, until after the fact, he's just watching you ride down the road, making that eventual left that never comes. You know, kind of like the 95-year-old in the car driving the 1966 Chevy Impala in immaculate condition with the white paint and the red interior. So then when you are going to turn and you hit that turn signal, they don't think you're going to turn. What if they're passing you right at the point where now you're going to turn left and they pass you on a 2-lane road or a 4-lane highway? Bam. And it's just annoying. You know, you ride with other riders and you ride in a group and you forget to turn off your turn signal, and you know, you're sending out a message to the rest of your riders that, wait, what are we doing? So I really, really wish Kawasaki in future models, I wish all motorcycles except for maybe, you know, dirt bikes or racing bikes or whatever would have these things on them. The 6th thing that I hate about the Kawasaki Vulcan S is it does not have a gear position indicator. It's got a neutral finder, which is helpful, but how the heck would you know what gear you're in? I've got one. I had to pay 179 bucks extra for it, OEM from Kawasaki. Can you see it right there? Can you see it? Now I'm in 2nd, now I'm in 3rd, now I'm in 4th. But the real pain in the butt is, how many of you done this? You come up to a stoplight, you're concerned about, you know, your safety at the stoplight, you slow down, you're doing everything right, and you forget to downshift. Now you're sitting there, busy day, it's hot, time to go, green light, you tried taking off in 6th gear? Holy crap, that's an eye-opener for you. You stall the bike, you look like a moron, you're snarling up traffic, and what happens if the guy behind you has an itchy trigger foot and runs into your backside? So gear position indicator, really nice. It's unfortunate, but I had to go out and spend 179 bucks plus labor and tax to get one. So for 250 bucks, I solved that problem. Now you can also probably see I've got some notes down here in my Cortec magnetic tank bag. That's because even though my memory is like a steel trap, it sometimes sticks and sometimes gets rusty. Number 7, it would be really nice if we had a helmet lock on the Vulcan S. I mean, come on, Kawasaki, what's that going to cost you? 15 bucks to put it on? That can easily be cured. I cured it. I've got one. However, if you buy an aftermarket one, a cheap one made in China, they're about 40 bucks, 30 to 40 bucks. And if you get the Kawasaki one, which is a little bit nicer because you can use your ignition key with it, Don't need to keep a bunch of keys. That's like 100. I think I paid 105, 110 bucks. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Rant over. That's it. Those are the 7 things. And I really don't think I have an 8th thing that I dislike about this bike, or hate about this bike, or whatever you want to call it. But those 7 things, at least the first 6, the helmet lock I'm probably a little picky on, but those first 6 are really a pain in your butt. And if you're going to buy a Vulcan S, it's going to cost you some money to get this bike the way you like it. Definitely you're going to have to change the seat, or you're going to be in pain. And there's a few other of the items that you're probably going to want to address. But you're definitely going to have to address the seat. There's just no way about it unless you're commuting on the bike. Those of you that have a Vulcan S, do you agree with me? Or do you think I'm full of crap? Please leave a comment. Do you agree with me? Do you not? Let me know. Until next time, this is Trip on 2 Wheels, and I hope you'll do 2 things. Ride safe and ride often. See ya.